What's going on, guys? It's time for another Animation Throwdown box review. This week I'm going to be reviewing the new Obedience box. So right off the bat, I love the legendary pre-combo of this box. Obedience School Brian covers a lot of the bases that I look for in a good pre-combo. It has over 60 health, making it an ideal candidate for defense, and what's more, its attack stat isn't half bad given how much HP it has. It also has a lot of payback and hijack value for two of its skills, which are both top tier skills that you want on your defensive cards. It also grants a really good amount of heal to one of your other cards each turn so that you can leverage it offensively as a healer for both rumbles and challenges as well. I'm also really interested to see what kind of impact it'll have in Siege as well, as it is a pretty good counter to the Shoplift Addict Lois combos that are dominating the Family Guy scene right now, as it foils its craze and more or less negates the leech with the payback. I'm also digging all three of the legendary items in this box. The Quahog Preschool item may have been voted number 7 best preschool in town according to the flavor text, but I'm rating it much higher when it comes to defensive items. It has a huge amount of health, making it more likely to survive the first turn in Rumble play, should the AI play it on the field first, and on top of that, it has some hijack to make your opponents think twice about playing a craze combo against it, especially since it's already going to be dishing out some damage with 10 punch every turn. It's definitely a great item to run to try and shave off points of your opponent's scores. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the master debater himself, Henry Haber, for the next item. This one is great for running offensively, but horrible for defense. Its 20 base attack will be hitting hard and will make hard-hitting combos you make with it because of it. The 34 HP though, all but ensures it will get taken out in one shot if you run it defensively, as your opponents will have plenty of time to combo up into a hard hitter to demolish it. You're mostly going to want to leverage this card into a combo to lead with power ASAP. However, it is worth noting that you can leverage its skills to your advantage situationally if played strategically. It does grant 8 Motivate, so you can use it to set one of your other cards over the edge too if you're in a situation where you need a little bit of extra oomph to take out a card or win a match. The Recover skill can also be utilized to increase your overall health pool on the field a little bit each time you combo other cards, giving you a better chance of turning those potentially lower scores into higher 90s and 100s, if you happen to have already taken a little bit of damage during Rumble. The Payback skill can also help you a bit to try and drop your opponent's defensive line quicker, as it more or less negates the leech effect that the educated cards are granted by the current Battleground effect. And the last item in the box, Mr. Frond, is an older one, but still a pretty good one. It's another defensively viable item with over 50 HP, however it's not quite as good as the Quahog Preschool in my opinion. It does have the benefit of granting some defensive support with its 4 shield all to friendly educated cards, and the jab is nice to help ensure its 12 attack can break through if your opponent happens to be shielded or have the sturdy skill against it. As for the characters of the box, both are top tier cards that you should absolutely try to get your hands on. Both Bill and Amy make killer combos across so many different traits. Bill is generally an offensive powerhouse and should be used when attacking, especially for the educated Battleground effect. His high school Bill combo is killer. Amy, on the other hand, is on the other end of the spectrum there. I'd argue she's one of the best defensive characters in the game. Base, she has just under 50 HP and Bodyguard, making it really difficult to destroy her in one hit. And she has Cripple All to stall out your opponents. What's really scary are her combos though. She has some pretty great ones for several traits, and they're all more or less really tanky, with some that are hard hitting to boot, making her ideal for defense. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at the epic pre-combos. First up is Aversion Therapy. This one is definitely meant to be a defensive card with those skills. As I mentioned earlier in the video, Hijack and Payback are both top tier defensive skills you absolutely want to run to shave off points for your opponents. The Cheer All Educated is also a nice touch of support for your card line. The one thing that gives me pause with this one though is its HP. I can see this card working wonders at the lower levels of play competitively, but 47 HP for a pre-combo is pretty low in my opinion when it comes to the top level of play. I would much rather run a higher HP item and keep the combo potential alive over running this card, as that would be more likely to survive a turn and shave more points or potentially hand a loss to my opponents. Especially if the item combos with a Steve to make the comboed version of this card, then I'd have a real titan on my hands. I really like this other pre-combo a lot more. Homeschool Peter looks pretty awesome for an epic power card. I can honestly see this card being utilized both offensively and defensively. Its 50 HP gives it a bit of durability, and its leech skill compounds that even further. What's more, that leech value gets buffed by the current Battleground effect, making it even better. It's also great support to stall your opponents and limit damage you take with its cripple, while also buffing your own card line with its cheer. I'm really looking forward to playing around with the comboed version of this card, given my army of Peters. I honestly can't find much to fault this box for. All in all, it's a pretty solid box for Educated. I give it a perfect 5 out of 5 Golden Turd rating. Anyways, that's going to do it for my review of this box, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for some more Animation Throwdown videos.